This is the Joker, and I must say, it's so hot in here, I feel like I'm in Newport, all burnt and black. Oh, speaking of burnt and black, please subscribe to this channel, The Dark Nerd Rises. Hello there, my fellow weary travelers. This is your Dark Nerd here, and if you could look to the back of me, you see a classic, an instant classic, X-Men '97. Of course, it came from a classic cartoon show. Marvel Studios Animation did a fantastic job with it, and you know, with with all the praise that it's been getting, it also has had a lot of the criticisms. I know it might be a couple of months, months back, but it's you can still feel it resonate. And the issue was that the X-Men were too woke, were too political. Um, and the sad thing is, it was coming from people who read the comic book, and they should know better. Okay, and here's an example why they should know better. If you look right behind me, that young lady right there is Kitty Pryde, known as Shadowcat, getting into an argument with a bigot in X Men issue 196. And if you read, he looks at her and says, "Well, you a mutie then, Pride, like him?" Gee, I don't know, Phil. Are you a? And it's kind of blanked out, but I think you can see what she was trying to imply. His little response after she watch your mouth. You watch yours, especially when you use your words like they are like that and try to be especially when you use words like that and try to be intentionally hurtful. All of a sudden, Phil, it didn't it don't much I don't all of a sudden, Phil, I don't much like you. I cannot read with these glasses. I apologize. Like you anymore or your buddies. I think I'll be on my way. What Chris Claremont, the writer of the X-Men at that time, was trying to convey was that, you know, number one, first off, this comic has always been woke since 1963, so let's get that out of the way. And what Claremont was clarifying was that, someone who uses hurtful words like that and they hear that and come back in their way, you know, the N word is very, very powerful. Okay, let's get me wrong. But then in the Marvel Comics world, so is Muti. So that is much of the N word for them. And you had to see, and that guy had to see, like, look down inside, say, like, okay, maybe she's right. But of course, later on, we found out he was trying to kill Professor Xavier in that issue. So, but overall, the message of this is that, you know, in the X Men world, you could be black, white, Chinese, Jewish, Hispanic, LGBTQ plus. It doesn't matter. If you had a mutant ability, you're going to be seen as one single thing, a monster. And the word mutie for them and the X Men were trying to convey was that hate in any form is damaging. So for the folks who sit there and say that the X Men were too woke and everything, especially when it came to some people, a character like Morph who's non-binary. I mean, guys, they've been doing this for years. North Star, and of Alpha Flight, and then joined the X Men later on, was the first gay character to be outed, and he was a mutant. For them, people who are like in different minorities and they are have superpowers, they were pretty much had the double whammy. No matter what, they could be called the most horrendous racist name ever. But even more so when you're a mutant and you hear the term mutant, it applies that even more. So that's why the X Men have always been united. The best that they can to be one, no matter what color, creed, sexual orientation they are. So, folks, this is something I was wanting to share tonight. Basically, all over it is just the message is this. Just practice love. That's it. That's the most simplest form. Practice love, not hate, and always look out for one another. Okay, show that love for your fellow man, for your fellow human, and if there's a mutant out there, for your fellow mutant. So, folks, this is the Dark Nerd Rises. You have a wonderful day, and please hit those like and subscribe buttons, and feel free to comment, please. I want to hear your feedback. So, to everyone, I say good night, and as always, agape.